So welcome to Strictly Businews. I am Alfonso Santinello. This is Corey. I don't know how am I going to introduce you every episode. I try to think of different ways. Okay, cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, and we have two other guests with us. It's a four-banger this time. We have Brittany Kelleher, first-time guest. Brittany, thank you so much for coming on.
I'm very excited to be here.
Me too. And we have Kristen Dominion. Kristen, did I say it right?
You tried.
I need more drinks. And
Not good, by the way. No.
so we're trying a new vodka that's not available in Massachusetts, and it
stings.
2 thumbs down.
These are
I'm
not
Corey.
cigarette ashes.
I approve.
So we came here to talk about specific topics, not vodka. So let's kind of go over. And I want to announce that this is Corey picked all these topics this episode. So if you have any issues with that, her phone number is 413. Let's get it.
867-5309.
So let's go to the first one. First one up is Obama student loan. Well, pretty much he's traveling around in 2 days to go to 3 major universities in North Carolina, Colorado, and Iowa. And his whole mission is to not increase student loan
Keep
interest
down.
rate. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I didn't even have to take a sip of my vodka yet. So right now they're at 3.4%, and they want to increase it to 6.8, but he's trying to keep it down to 3.4, which is good. And even Mitt Romney, who is completely anti-Obama everything, is actually siding with Obama on this one. So this is actually really good. And I mean, and I know how it is in Western Mass, but there isn't a lot of openings for recent grads in the past, 5 years maybe?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you think of all the students that have student loans and they don't get jobs and the loans come in, interest rates are at 6.8%.
Yeah, it's about half of the people with bachelor's degrees are unemployed.
What degrees?
I get crazy messages on LinkedIn all the time saying, "Hey, can you get me a job at the bank?" Just like, I'll try. Can't hire everyone.
Yeah.
I know, it's the sad part. But I mean, I think it's great because I know a lot of people who are. I mean, we're in this bracket, and it's sad the amount of debt that they can be in just for getting their education. And then how long it takes them to actually get out of that debt is, it's depressing at times.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. As someone who hires and fires almost daily.
I'll drink to that.
So,
Yes.
anyone without a job.
I will say I get folks that have way more education than what is necessary to fulfill one of our job requirements, and it's pretty sad because I'm hiring folks that are totally overqualified for our jobs, and they're coming in at this entry-level position, but there's really nowhere else for them to go.
Yeah.
So, practically, what do we do about this as a community as a whole? Is it fair to be giving all these kids educations if they're not going to be able to use them? Because at some point we have to say, we need someone to make our coffee in the morning. There's nothing demeaning by it. You have a job, you're paying taxes on it.
Right.
We need someone to pump our gas. We need someone to work at McDonald's.
Unless you live in New Jersey, there's no. Yeah.
Unless you live in New Jersey, everyone's going to pump your gas. No. But do you know what I'm saying?
It's absolutely
there's
true.
definitely a need for these other.
Well, the
other
cost of
positions.
education is going up. Not even the interest. The cost itself is going up. And I feel like, and not in a way, and no disrespect to seniors that are applying now that got into schools, but I feel like you're almost letting everyone go to school now. There's no more, you need to have this GPA, you need to have this many extracurricular activities.
Right.
And now it's more of like, oh, you want to apply to college? Oh, your parents make that much? You're in. You're good. Don't worry about it. And so I feel like we're starting to get to that point where the bachelor's degree almost means nothing now, because now you have to go back for the master's. Now and it's just like
It's sad because the master's degree now sets you apart from everyone else, but then you're going to be in debt out your ass, which is very unfortunate. But I think that this is great that they're doing it, but again, it's only a temporary fix is what they're looking at. I think we need something long-term, or maybe even take a step further and work on battling the cost of rising college tuitions.
Yeah, I remember when I was a senior, it went up $10,000. It's like insane amount. And I went to a private college, so it's different. I don't know how the public ones or the state schools do it, but $10,000 in a 4-year span is a lot of money.
Absolutely.
I mean, you also have to look at, what are their alternatives when you are a senior and your parents are pressuring you into going to college and you don't either want to go or, the connotation there is not always seen as, oh, you're not going to go to college. It's like bad connotation. So what are the other alternatives? I mean, working for a union and being like a construction worker is a really good job at the end of the day.
And there's a really there's a great deficit for skilled trades people at this point. You know, there's electricians are making good money because there's so few of them.
Right.
Plumbers. So those are folks that we definitely need. And you need a high school education with some specialized training, but we don't have enough of them. So maybe kicking it back to, this isn't practical for you to go to school, but stay back here and learn a trade.
If you don't go to school, one of the things you could do is start a match.
Oh, look at that segue.
Yeah, right into the next topic. One of the things that you could do.
Smooth, ladies and gentlemen.
Believe me, it's Savaka, it's not me. So this guy, what's his name? Michael Chang. I think it's Chang or Chiang. I don't know, whatever. He created this site called MatchPuppy, which is a social site, I guess, for dogs. It's a good idea. It all started with him wanting to find a proper breeding partner for his dog. Right. So, because breeders, you make money and everything like that. And it's hard because it's not only with a dog, you have to trust the person that's with the dog, and it's all this stuff. So the website matches up with New York City dogs with their companions according to size, age, energy level. Okay. The online, they started off as like a dating website. Now it's kind of really involved into like doggy daycare and dates. And if people are traveling into New York, they can drop off their dog with someone they met on the site and, watch the dog, or kind of like daycare kind of thing. And I mean, it's a good idea and it's involving.
I think it's a horrible idea. I hate it.
I think it's funny.
I hate every minute of it.
Well, you have a dog.
Yes, I know.
Hot 937, tell me why you're mad.
I'm mad because,
my dog Shaniqua didn't get any laid.
I feel like people are going to be using this to meet other people and they're telling, like we were talking before, life of the party. You're going around telling everybody that your dog is the life of the party, or are you really the life of the party? And some creepster, am I going to go meet some creepster and ask him, watch my dog and have a play date when he's trying to feel me up while his dog's humping my dog? No, it's not going to happen. I'm not
doggy
going
style.
In. Yeah.
It's funny, the energy levels, because the energy levels you can pick is the life of the party, and then another one was couch potato.
Yeah, and it's
how do you know if your dog's I guess you could know, but
I just don't agree with it. I get that they need it's good because, I understand that you need a community for breeding purposes and things like that, and you need to be able to trust the other, because there's a lot of bad breeding that happens.
Yeah.
But to create this whole online community, I guess I'm just jealous that I didn't come up with it first.
No.
Well, right now, Corey, you make a really good point when you say community. I'm thinking it's really a community for antisocial folks that don't want to put themselves out there, and they're saying, well, throw my dog out there. It's a lot easier.
Exactly.
Say, my dog is so
Yeah, you can create a profile. Well, you can create a profile for your dog. It's basically like Facebook, but for your pets. Well, there actually is people that create Facebook for their pets, but that's another story.
I didn't. I created a fan page.
Did you really?
Joannie's the new designer dog.
Nice. Well, right now,
I think people are using it as, having a dog is a conversation starter, so, that's normal to me, but putting up your dog's face instead of your own when you really have another idea in your head, that's what I think people are using this for.
Yeah, well, I think it's a good idea in a sense, not in a stalker, creepy, let's let our dogs bang while we bang kind of thing. But, they're starting in New York and they're going to be launching in Los Angeles, Miami, New Jersey, and Boston. So
the most superficial places in the United States.
Pretty much.
Right.
Basically, they can see if they can pull as much tail as the dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're full of one-liners today.
I know. I'm going to have to rewatch this and write them all down.
I love tail.
All right, so from dogs to music, there's a band called Umphrey's McGee that actually has been in the process, and now they're actually doing it now, is where they're going to be taking music requests via text messaging. So all the bands, a lot of music is getting huge in social media in the past 6 months, a year. They're kind of taking it to a really more interactive level of live streaming in a way. And people at the concert can text them and let them know this is a song we want to listen to. I think this is huge.
I think it's hysterical. You're going to find out how freaky your fan base is. And it's gonna be up on the big screen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's
true. I didn't even think about that.
I like going to concerts, local bands or even the bigger bands, and I want to listen to specific songs when I go to the concerts. You know, it's so.
Yeah, you're like waiting for it.
Yeah.
That's how I usually act when I'm at a concert.
I don't say it like that, but I think it's a good idea. They're calling it the Bowl, the UN Bowl, under after their name, and they're kind of basing it on how the Super Bowl, and they have like 4 quarters, and they have an intermission, and so they're really making this I think this is a really good idea, and I think you're gonna see a lot more bands are gonna be more interactive with their audiences, not going through the audience and talking to them. I'm talking about and it's like what the article said. People were on their phones throughout you look at the concerts and the videos now, there's no more lighters in here. It's all cell phones. It's like
the band, they said that the band prides themselves on staying tech savvy on and off stage.
Good for you. So does everyone else.
But I think that's a good point, because you always hear about these artists like Lady Gaga has like 20 million Twitter followers, and that like sets them apart from other artists. And I think it also shows their dedication to their fans too. Yeah. They want to hear like what they want to hear, and I think like it makes you feel like you're part of the band too, and that's what I always
have this weird feeling that if this is to happen and to go on with different bands, it's going to turn into a electrocution. Do you remember that, Geraldine's years ago? Like, hey, you in the red sweater, like people will start come on, me in the first row. Like, I just think that people are going to personalize it too much, and they're going to take advantage of it. I think that you have your lineup, you know what you're going to do. That's my thoughts. You know you're going to see a band that there's a good chance you're going to play anything on their albums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it is neat in a way, because they are looking at it saying, if we want to hear more drums and into this quarter of the concert, they're going to do more drums.
Yeah.
Then at the end, they're going to get the text message that said, that drum roll was awesome. I want to do this with your drumstick. Which I don't think turn out.
Leave it to Brittany to take it one extra level.
Right over the line.
So, actually, continuing with the whole music thing, in Coachella a couple weeks ago, Tupac, there was a hologram of Tupac in the concert with Snoop Dogg, and it's turned into this big thing of how they're thinking about him going on tour. Well, not him, dead Tupac going on tour with the hologram, and how his intellectual property, his music, his lyrics, everything like that can still make money even though he's not here. Yeah. So the article is from Inc. magazine. It's talking about entrepreneurs and intellectual property, and what is actually ours once we're gone. And I mean, the article is good, so kudos for picking that.
I'm such a Tupac fan.
Corey.
Me and Biggie's balls.
Well, they're gonna do it with Michael Jackson and Elvis. They're thinking about too.
Yeah, I mean
they're rolling over their graves.
Well,
right
Tupac
now.
isn't really dead, right? He's living on an island.
Well, I saw the movie.
That was Biggie, not Tupac.
No, I saw that one too.
Oh.
No, but it is a really good point, because intellectual property, IPs are so, working for a company that we have relationships and it all revolves around IPs, they're so important. But as an entrepreneur, you may not realize how important your own IP really is. Yeah. I mean, even just the smallest thing like a employee manual, things like that.
You have patents for almost everything now.
Right. And I think that it's amazing to me how these artists can continue to come out with new songs and like movies. And now this, I mean...
Never heard before, but recorded 2 years after his death.
Well, Whitney just came out with a new song.
And it's alive.
With Michael Jackson and Whitney and Biggie.
Chilling down there on this island.
Yeah.
What island? Do I have to dive
into
into
this island?
We're not invited, but...
We're not invited.
It's a private island. But they are all down there. Trust me.
So we're not rich and we don't
Big
do
Pun,
drugs, so
I
we're
think
not
he's
allowed.
there too.
I think he's still alive.
Big Pun died.
Did he die?
Not in Corey's mind.
I'm pretty sure he died. I'm up on this rapper stuff, apparently.
I never knew you were so into rap.
Yeah.
I always figured you were Britney's.
But
Celine
back
Dion
to the
fan.
article, what they're saying is...
She is a huge Celine Dion fan.
I do love her.
She is good.
I love her. If she were to pass...
Your heart would go on.
It would.
Good job.
One-liners.
Wow, first time guess is like...
Yes, I love it.
Wow.
But what the article is saying is that before you write things off as being worthless, really take a look at what you know, what you have as an entrepreneur, and don't just think of it as like, don't give it away as free, really. Even though you can't maybe make a hologram out of it, but.
Would you want to see a hologram of me after I die?
Of course.
Of course. Or you can just look at my twin brother. Same thing. Anything else you guys want to say about it? No? Okay. Well, that's... Oh, wait.
We covered it all.
I think she did an excellent job. I just want to be there for the Whitney concert.
Yes.
Maybe I can be her
You
backup
wanna
singer.
what?
Be there for the Whitney
Oh,
concert.
this is something completely different. Wow. I thought you said like, wow. All right.
Okay, on that note.
Good intro.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna end it after that comment. By me, not by Brittany. But guys, thank you so much. We're actually gonna be back with Kristen and Bernie and also Peter Ellis. They actually just completed Leadership Pioneer Valley for Western Mass's new program. We actually had Laura on months and months ago, so we're gonna be talking to them in a couple minutes about what the dealio is about that.
Now he's a rapper, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're back, and this is, I think, the largest one-on-one or one-on-three or whatever spotlight interview foursome on Strictly Businews. Again, you guys know Kristen and Brittany, and we have Peter Ellis. He was on episodes and episodes ago. But you guys are also all part of Pioneer Valley Leadership. Pioneer Valley Leadership. Leadership Pioneer Valley. Sorry, too much vodka.
Sorry.
So who wants to explain what is it?
Basically, it's a course where we learn about the valley and how we can make an impact on the valley. We learn about its challenges that are facing it, its strengths, where there are opportunities, and where there are places that we can make a feasible difference. So,
okay, so how did you guys get involved with it? Was there like an interview process? Like, how was the whole thing?
It is an application process, but we all had to be sponsored by. I was sponsored by my company. I'm sure Peter sponsored himself since he owns his own company. And Kristen was probably sponsored by HRU. Yeah. And so we just apply, and they selected a group of 44 students. And we're in a 9-month course at this point. We're supposed to be graduating in June, which is excellent. But throughout the course of it, we all break into subgroups, and we all try to tackle a problem facing the valley. And the one our group our group chose was the one facing young professionals and just
you guys
the younger
are all part
demographics.
of one group?
Yeah.
You guys are
with
one
a few
group.
other members.
Okay. So what did you guys, in your individual group, what did you guys do? I know you guys said young professional, but what exactly would you guys do?
It was actually a combination of two groups. We had, in our initial meeting, we had like a large room with a bunch of poster boards, and ours was number 6 and number 7, right? So one was circled around young professionals, retaining them in the region, and the second one was how to promote the benefits of being in Pioneer Valley, staying in Pioneer Valley through social media and current ongoing advertising methods. So we kind of combined both of them, and our group is called Next Generation Pioneers, and we have 7 members. And
They're on Facebook, like them by now.
Yeah, nextgenerationpioneers.com or a Facebook page. And our whole goal is really to identify who is the Pioneer Valley young generation, young professional, and why would they come here, stay here, or start a business here, and so on and so forth. And our tactic was to create a survey that is now going out to a couple of thousand people, and to really get involvement from them, to engage them into speaking up and finding out what are the benefits and pros and cons, I guess, on being here.
When you say young professional, do you mean people that are part of YPS, people that are just a certain age group, college students, like who?
Everyone between the age group of 18 to 45. What actually started out was when we were looking at it to create an ad campaign, we would have created one based off our assumptions, because there's never been any data taken on individuals in this age demographic before. So for us to actually be able to do an accurate branding of the valley for our demographic, to try to keep the younger generation here, because what's the long-term success of this economy if we have no younger talent now?
Yeah.
So without us being able to create an accurate campaign,
Well, I mean, this area is known for, after, the good schools we have like Winnick and ASC and Westfield.
Exactly.
They tend to go away, back to Boston or New York or even Hartford, which is not that far, but no one's staying here. So you guys are all focused on keeping them here.
And one of the things our survey is really focusing on is what amenities can the Valley offer you to keep you here? What are you looking for? Are you looking for affordable housing? Are you looking for a gym close to your house? Are you looking for boutique shops? We really want to hear what you have to say so we can keep you here, because we want to make it a place that...
Is the survey available on your website?
It is available.
What's the website so they can take the survey?
nextgenerationpioneers.com.
And there's actually iPad 3
Giveaway.
giveaway. So if you go to nextgenerationpioneers.com and take a 15-minute survey, it probably will be quicker for you if you're computer savvy. If you're between age 18-45,
you most
likely do it in 10 minutes.
Yeah. But the rule is, if you win because you did it after this show, you have to give me the iPad. But, so how the application process and you guys got selected, what made you guys want to apply for it? We'll go down the line.
Yeah, for me it was more of a networking and self-growth process. Really, being involved in the community, truly believing in Springfield, planting my office in Springfield was very important for me. So Greater Springfield area in Pioneer Valley is having customers all the way from Franklin to Hampshire County and Hamden County. It was very important for me personally to be involved into different groups and really grow my leadership skill and also be able to, give back to the community. So that was my personal goal, and I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get involved in it basically just because I'm not from this area. I grew up in a small town called Volusia, New York, which is exactly an hour from Westfield. And I moved here probably in 2008, and I knew nothing about the area. So it was a good opportunity for me to learn what this area has to offer, what we need here, basically what I can take from this area. And in the meantime, I made so many great friends. Like, everyone in the class is awesome. So it's like, oh yeah, we have class on Friday, great. We're going out for drinks after. Kinda.
That's a true story.
Priorities.
Yeah. Why did you want to apply?
As for me, I've been at this senior management position in my organization for a number of years, and I need to really look at what was going to get me to the next level. I'm pretty well known in the Springfield community, but you take me out of Springfield and put me in the Pioneer Valley, and I'm really limited on the folks that I know. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to really get to do some good networking and build some bridges that hopefully I can cross someday. So I've met a lot of great folks like Brittany and Peter, and we're just looking forward to our graduation and where our project's going to go. Because I think in addition to just doing this project to do it, there's so many valuable things that we're going to be able to give back to the community when the survey is done after we analyze all the pieces.
Yeah, the difference there's been plenty of surveys done. EDC is our partner who helped us in also Young Professional Society of Northampton and YPS in Springfield has been our partner, and a whole bunch of sponsors. Thank you. You can find all that information on our Facebook page. But the survey difference is that it's analyzed. So it's not just finding out how many people at age of 18 or 45 taking the survey, but it's really what else really keeps them or retains them or coming back, going to Winnick and leaving and coming back. Yeah. What brought them back? So there's an analytical tool behind it that we spent a good amount of money on raising those funds to pay for that really is going to bring a benefit to the community in the long run.
So what's leadership has their own website. What's the website for if they this is a yearly thing, right?
Annual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what's the website?
leadershippv.org.
Okay, great. And what's last minute words to the viewers about your group, about the whole program, whatever you want to say, just don't swear.
Well, I think that my group is awesome, obviously. But Leadership Pioneer Valley has been just an amazing experience. And if you have a chance to do something with any of the leadership groups, but Leadership Pioneer Valley in particular, jump on it. I think that there's a lot of work that you have to give up front, and there's a lot of reading, and there's a lot of dedication and time going to classes and meeting with your groups. But in the end, it's going to be well worth it.
I agree. I think it's an awesome time. So if you ever have the opportunity to do it, definitely go for it. Definitely take our survey. Definitely help us out, or I will hunt you down and kill you. You never know.
You are literally the first time there's been a threat on business. Good job. First time guest, first time threat.
I mean it.
She really does, actually.
But we are really looking for everything, and it's not just young professionals, it's everyone from the trade, that are in the trades, everyone in construction, people who are unemployed, everybody. Please, if you have the opportunity to take the survey, it would really help us out, and we might get you an iPad.
Same thing for me, agreeing with both Kristen and Brittany, is that biggest additive for me is really bridging those gaps between the Pioneer Valley borders, so to speak, of the counties. Correct, and really just understanding people, because people are different. Main Street in Springfield is different from Main Street in Amherst, and really understanding what drives people in different environments, different communities is really helpful. And the program is just amazing. It's a first year, and you're just going to enjoy it. More information is leadershippioneerpv.org, and please take the survey.
And
on
like
our
us on
Facebook
Facebook.
page.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on. This has definitely been entertaining. And we will see you guys next time, so bye.